Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have our final game plan here, the round robin stage at least, coming at you as we got Evil Geniuses versus LFY. That's right, we get to cast actually a pretty significant match right here. As we're kind of talking about before the break, this is the winning team guarantees moving on. However, well, in the case of Evil Geniuses, I should say, if Evil Geniuses wins, they're good. They're moving on 100%. If LFY wins, however, then it will at least set up what's going to be a three-way tie, potentially even a four-way tie, if other results take place, to determine a winner bracket and loser bracket team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out right here. But here we are, the game just about ready to go. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock. Z-Rock, this is going to be a go-one. We get to cast the pretty relevant match here.
Yeah, this is actually a very interesting game because if LGD.FY wins this, it guarantees at least a three-way tie for the lower slots. And if LGD loses their next game, it's a four-way tie.
Yeah.
So absolutely no idea what that's going to mean in terms of more matches being played or tiebreaker results. But in reality, EG just wants to win here and say, all right, we're in the upper bracket, let's go. Yeah. They don't want to play more games. The chance of having to play a four-way tiebreaker out tonight is not something anyone's looking forward to.
No.
So EG going to look to close it out right here, right now. Say we deserve the slot, and let's go.
So interesting start to this draft, though, as it usually comes out. Now, the Dazzle being picked up by EG, as well as the Sand King, and that was a Night Stalker first pick. But then LFY goes into AA. So AA, again, we've been seeing more and more of. We even saw some mail on the AA earlier for Evil Geniuses. But in this case, it happens to already counter a heal of sorts coming out from Dazzle. So you are even getting a little bit more value out of it on top of just what else he brings with the skill set here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good soft counter to Grave as well, because if they fall below the tick rate, they can't be healed back up from it. And as soon as Grave ends, the next tick will blow them up from the Ice Blast. So all in all, it seems okay here. It's just such an early Dazzle pick. Dazzle's been relatively just ignored this entire tournament. I haven't seen it banned or picked, and yet EG grabbing it right in the opener. Maybe this will be a Sumail Dazzle.
Oh, God. Let's you know, with this team, obviously, who knows? They've done some funky stuff, to say the least. I also love the fact that we're seeing this puck ban against Evil Geniuses again. We saw it in support twice for crit, but I do think there's, like, they've made it a ban-worthy because they've proven they can run it mid, they can run it offlane, and they can even run it support. It's just so versatile for them. So teams are just like, you know what, we're not even going to give you that option. Let's just take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Wisp has been a near perma-ban for a long time now against EG, pretty much as long as this roster's been around. So you only have one other ban slot against EG. The fact that the puck is versatile enough to draw it this many times, it's opening up EG's hero pool tremendously. They kind of get whatever opener they want, just understanding they're never going to get Wisp.
I was wondering if we're going to see a Faceless Void for LFY, but EG, of course, takes care of that with their final ban is in that fourth spot there. Death Prophet, though, coming out for LFY. Okay. Going to see another Death Prophet game here.
Yeah. Most teams lately have been respect banning the second, just not wanting to play against it, feeling like it just makes the pace of the game odd. It kind of makes these big fights around Exorcism, and then when they're down, DP is just so hard to kill anyway because of the silence and the Spirit Siphon.
5 seconds remaining.
Definitely curious to see if it's worth the bans it's been drawing, now that we'll get to see it in action.
Reserve time.
So Evil Geniuses, you never really know, but again, is kind of go by history of just the heroes and where they usually end up. Ember Spirit as a mid option is right now looking pretty good, but definitely still could be a one position.
Universe's Darkseer is looking pretty good here. That's still in the pool, something that rarely happens for EG this late in the draft. And the amount of pressure he puts on with that Darkseer is just nuts. Grabbing their carry here, we're going to see a very similar vein to the last game. We saw Oracle CK last game. This game it will be Dazzle CK. And to be fair, if you look back at last game, the Phantasm after the first 15 minutes was essentially a non-factor. They all died most of the time without doing anything, and the hero was still just a monster. Sven going to be a good answer to it, though. The Warcry extra armor from that's going to make it so somebody doesn't get one-shot by Reality Rift, and provide some decent AoE coverage to clear out the illusions as well. The real question is, can he stand up to being kited by both Sand King and Ember? Very slippery heroes that have a lot of control. definitely going to be the X factor here.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I like the Sven
remaining.
pick a lot, as usual. You know, there's always the kite factor to take into consideration, but you really, I mean, there's never going to be a game where it's just like, oh, Sven's always going to be on his target because they have no kite. I mean, obviously they're going to have some sorts of stuns and some getaways of sorts, but as you mentioned, with that cleave and the war cry, definitely valuable tools. I do like the idea of the Dazzle Phantasm synergy with the heal wave bomb on top of the illusions. A nice little advantage there as well. Not the reason you pick up this combo necessarily, but it's something else to add to it.
Yeah, it's definitely something. And honestly, if I'm LGD.FY, I'm wondering if I'm not going to get Nature's Prophet
10
here.
seconds remaining.
It's really good into Sven in general. There's not a lot of great tree break for the side of LGD,
Dire team pick.
and we've seen how badly that hero can shut down a Sven.
So they do ban Enigma, and Earthshaker comes out
EG's turn to
for
pick.
LFY right here.
Universe just has so many options left open to him, though. Most notably the Darkseer, and yeah, I don't know. It's just so hard to ban out Universe's hero pool, I guess. Maybe this is the way you do it. You just ignore it
10
if you're
seconds remaining.
LGD.
Let's have your pick of sorts. I mean,
5
obviously,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
banning the puck initially, and you have bans like Faceless Void and Enigma even taken out by EG themselves
Reserve
because of
time.
what LFY was forming right here. So almost limiting your Universe's pool in that sense a little bit more, but again, still plenty to work with. And a hero that, or a player even that's very comfortable with many of different options. So trying to think of, I mean, you keep going back to the Darkseer.
Yeah, I like that. It's going to give them some early lane pressure. It's going to stop Night Stalker from roaming as much. Like, if Night Stalker leaves that lane, Universe has a decent shot of just killing the AA. Like, one peel is not going to be enough. I still think Nature's Prophet would be really interesting here, but yeah, going to go with the staple. If it gets left in the pool, EG picks it. It's not usually a question.
So it is the Darkseer. And now who's playing what? I'm keeping a close eye on EG there. You never know. It is Sumail the Ember Spirit. Okay. As long as Arteezy is on Chaos Knight, I think we're good. What eventually happens here.
It'll
All
get
right.
there.
So
All right.
now we
EG,
relax.
yeah. They don't want to have any more nonsense. They don't want to play any more games tonight. This is actually probably the most normal draft they've had in this entire tournament.
Oh yeah, no, they want to win this. As he's pointed out, if anything, I'm sure they're ready to just kind of relax once again and then get ready for the playoff stage here
10 seconds
of this
remaining.
event, which I believe they have a day off. And well, actually, looking at the
5
schedule right now,
seconds
it actually does
remaining.
continue right into tomorrow. I thought they might have had a day off, but never mind.
Yeah, at the moment, I think we're 15 hours away from the start time of the playoffs. So if this game takes an hour and then they have to play a 4-way tiebreaker,
Could
they may only have 8
Right.
hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be NA regional qualifier like.
Oh, please. No, not again.
Great times there.
The second set of tiebreaker games in that qualifier were just miserable for the players, too.
Oh, I
No
bet.
one slept well. No one played well. It was bad.
Not what you want to do. Well, here we go. Lineups are set, and EG wins the tower advantage.
Wow.
Barely.
You don't see that very often.
Barely. I mean, that was close. Closest one yet. Okay, here we go. Port's coming out.
Prepare
Middle lane,
for
both
battle.
sides. Dazzle places this ward, AA. Definitely getting some information right there. Keeping his distance, though. Going to eventually place his own ward, but we'll see if that comes into play as far as the counter. So the early mind game's already starting. As far as the lanes go, expecting pretty typical stuff here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've seen plenty of aggressive trial lanes, but I don't know if that's going to be coming out this game.
I mean, it's possible if I knew who on EG was being played by what.
What do you mean? Oh! Okay. All right, Evil Genius's lineup. Sumail playing the Ember Spirit. We have Arteezy on the Chaos Knight, Universe on the Darkseer, Zai on Sand King, and Crit on Dazzle.
And over on the side of LFY, we've got DDC playing Ancient Apparition, Afu going to be on the Earthshaker, Super on Death Prophet, Monet on Sven, and in all honesty, who is this last player for them? It's DD. No, it's not DDC.
LFY's
Oh, it's
roster.
Inflame, right?
Oh, it says DDC on the LFY roster on Wikipedia at least, but
No, DDC's playing A. It's Inflame.
okay.
Yeah, Inflame on the Night Stalker. So, in all honesty, this looks like it's going to be a 4-roll Earthshaker then.
Night Stalker's dead, by the way. Oh, the miss on the uphill. It actually allows Arteezy to get the last hit, honestly. I think that is for the better. I mean, Dazzle, he missed his last auto attack, so.
Oh, man. Crit's Word might spot this courier, too. Are we going to see another courier kill? It's not quite going to see it.
Yeah, a little too far away. Well, hanging around doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so this is definitely interesting. That's going to be... I mean, Afu normally plays their 4 position, from what I remember.
Yeah, I believe so. He comes over from Warriors Gaming Unity. He played that support role over there, so...
Yeah, so a bit surprising that they're running a support shaker and then an offlane Night Stalker.
Yeah.
I think those roles will be blurred a lot. They're going to use Night Stalker here till first night, and then probably rotate him out. Then you give it off to Earthshaker for a little while.
And obviously Earthshaker is still able to help with the early creep push there as far as getting it back into his lane. We see that kind of working. Night Stalker is going to have a nice little creep wave into the tower and ideally get level 2, if not even close to level 3 at that point. I wanted to be a little careful, though. Got that Chaos Bolt, in fact, coming out, as I mentioned that. Pearl Strike to follow. Heal Wave on top. That's a dead Night Stalker again. And Arteezy gets the last hit. Yeah, just as you mentioned, he needs to be careful. He, unfortunately, gets jumped.
And this damage for EG in this tri-lane just goes up tons with every point put into Reality Rift, because the minus armor scales really well, and it's 2 per level in that, and the Shadow Wave is all physical damage from the Dazzle. So as they get levels in this tri-lane, the kill potential is only going to go up on the Night Stalker.
Yeah, so having to really keep his distance right there. He TP's back in immediately. Obviously does not want to miss out on that experience as much as possible, but already 2 deaths for him. A struggle start. Sumail using that Flame Guard, though, to work on that CS. Oh, missed one right there. 12-3, though, against a 7-4 Death Prophet here.
All right, Zai saw this courier. Awkward.
They see him, though. Oh, Death Prophet, actually. Zai's just going to walk on by. Says hello. Courier gets away, though. Unless Sumail, what is Sumail doing? What is Sumail doing? Sumail? Sumail? Oh, the courier.
He has a haste.
He has a haste. He wants this damn courier, but man, it's going to be pretty deep if he goes for it. He is going to fall back. I mean, I love the idea, but oh boy, he just dove really far right there.
He just really wanted the courier.
Doesn't get in. That's a bit of time wasted. I mean, is it really? Even if he gets the courier there? I mean, if he gets the courier, sure, but...
For the team, it's definitely a net gain, but it is going to let DP catch back up in this lane.
He's fine, right? Yeah, he's good.
DP almost gets it.
He's good to go.
What a game of Dota 2. So yeah, he did have a decent little XP lead up on Super, and going for the courier did let Super reset that. So they are back to pretty much break even in the mid lane. Bottom lane, Arteezy did blow all of his regen, a Mango and a Salve, trying to go on the Night Stalker. Unable to secure that kill. So a lot less kill pressure for a little while here at least.
Afu coming back in. Fissure connects on Sumail. Gonna put the Searing Chains out, put the Spirit Siphons up. There's a Crypt Swarm, not enough damage though. Just far enough, and with Zai being here as well, that kind of scares him off. Now Zai doesn't have mana for a Burrow Strike, so I wonder if they picked up on that, if they would have really committed for that kill right there.
Yeah, early on in Sand King,
dead though.
Ooh. You have to imagine they knew how much mana he had. He's used a lot of Burrow Strikes in this early game already. Universe getting popped there, though, is really bad. He doesn't even have gold for a TP. Is somebody going to buy him one? Okay, he's going to go jungle it out here.
He has the Soul Ring finished at least, so that's a start. But
Middle tower is under attack.
yeah, dying over there. That was Stormhammer with the Cold Feet proccing as a result.
Yeah, this puts him in weird timing with the lane, too. If he was out just a couple seconds earlier, he gets to double Ion Shell the creeps, and that's why he's surging up to the creep wave trying to get there. If you can get that double Ion Shell set up as the wave crashes, it's just a lot of pressure.
Night Stalker's not afraid to just run at Crit right here. He actually has help coming in, so it makes a little more sense. As Earthshaker looking to set up in position, and with the Fissure Stone, going to pop the Enchant Totem, get that plus damage. Here we come a Sand King, though. Now it's a 3 versus 2, so yeah, Night Stalker the one that has to be careful. The Fisher's on the wrong side, and he pretty much puts Night Stalker into his own mini arena right here. Gonna try to fly over the ledge, but can't get it off in time. Or if it goes down before he can get over the ledge, and he will end up falling. And now Earthshaker also gonna get caught from this. Not the prettiest execution right there, but a double kill for Arteezy, and EG will gladly take it.
Absolutely. And this ward they just placed is sitting in a sentry that expires in 40 seconds. Pretty much everything going right for EG, other than that one universe death. Arteezy's going to be so far ahead in all this.
That was a little odd from Night Stalker right there. He could have actually... The Hunter of the Night seemed like it was lasting long enough to fly over the sledge, but I wonder if he thought he was going to get denied by the neutrals at that point, so... But that would be better at that point.
I'm almost wondering if he didn't just click the creep and it, like, pathed him backwards for some reason. Because, yeah, it was odd. I thought he was definitely going to make it over the cliff. He was probably still dead to the next Dazzle auto, but looking to set up here on Zai.
Zai's going to Burrow Strike away, though. Spirit Siphon's out. They're diving pretty deep. Exorcism comes out, but now AA, he's going to get countered on. Chaos Knight. Not enough mana for his cast ball. There we go. Now he has enough. Puts it out on a Death Prophet. He keeps on running that Exorcism. Again, you got to be careful going in onto the Death Prophet, but when you pull him into the tower, that can work. Although Chaos Knight goes down, and that's the danger of trying to kill a Death Prophet with that Exorcism up and teammates nearby. Even at their tower, they get turned on.
And yeah, very, very close. The Reality Rift's minus armor almost giving enough to cut through the Death Prophet there, but good wand usage, even smashed Bottle Charge in between there. And the Fisher from Afu made that all okay.
Top lane, Zai's coming up here now. He got the Warcry off right before the stun, though, so nice 5 armor at level 1. As Universe is going to run off the cold feet. Night Stalker coming in, but a little too late. Just want to keep Sven in check here at the top lane. Super, meanwhile, just applies the Spirit Siphon right away as Sumail comes back in and keeping that harassment up. This Death Prophet, 42 and 17 against a 29 and 4 Ember Spirit.
The extra pressure from his teammates has just been so crucial.
Ember Spirit's going in. He is out of mana currently. He does have a Mango, I guess, but with teammates nearby, they're diving the tower again on this Death Prophet. Now, no Exorcism this time. He pops the Magic Wand. He's going to barely go down here, but at what cost for Sumail? He gets blocked somewhat. Oh, he uses a Fire Remnants, goes every which way, and he will survive Universe. Just enough mana for that Surge as well. And he'll also get out. That was close.
Really tight dive there. Yeah, they managed to lose nobody. Everyone walks away with about 20% health. Very, very solid Fire Remnant there from Sumail to keep himself alive. There's actually an interesting interaction here, too. We don't get to see it very often. If Darkseer surges the Ember Spirit before he throws the Fire Remnant, it's going to move at hasted movement speed. So we could see some really quick initiations from Sumail, even without a Blink Dagger.
Yeah. Afu setting up bottom lane. Ooh, the Phantasm comes out, so... Earthshaker's only level 4, though, so of course no Echo Slam, but has that Fissure. He's just going to try to block him off, but doesn't even block him off. Oh, boy. That's unfortunate. Afu's had a little bit of a struggle here. Well, he's had some off fissures. I'll put it that way. He's trying, though. Good effort. Oh, there's that heal bomb with the Phantasm as we touched it with the draft. And this fissure will at least stop Chaos Knight. But now Arteezy, can he run on out of here? Afu trying to run him down. He turns it actually onto Earthshaker, and he goes back for the tower kill to finish it off. He's going to get that. The Illusion's still chasing after Night Stalker. I guess it worked out just fine for EG again.
I think it was Sumail that canceled that TP coming in. And that was the entire reason they were able to turn that into something beautiful.
Arteezy, he once again goes to the middle lane. This is the second time he's done this. And this time it resulted in a kill. Yes, it resulted in his death earlier, but he gets the kill on Death Prophet now. And you see crit, he's like, all right, I'll just TP. Against the darkness of Night Stalker at the bottom lane. But yeah, very active Chaos Knight early on.
Yeah, we really do. He's doing a great job roaming and staying relevant in the game across every lane that he needs to be. And Universe up top just picked up a triple stack of the hard camp that was stacked for Sven. Absolutely big steal. Those kind of steals are what slows the Sven's core item timing down and accelerates Darkseer up so much. Every one of those steals is just massive in just slowing the Sven's pace down a little bit.
Chaos Knight, Arteezy going more of a traditional build this time with that armlet follow-up to the power treads, and they're going to find an AA, but there's that disjoint to the line of sight right there, so Talked about that with the reality rift, but he's like, all right, I'm just going to stun you then, damn it. And he pulls him on in. Cold feet. Not going to save him there. He may actually get stunned. Oh, barely runs it off.
That's close. And this sets EG up for a very nice tower push here as well.
You see the bounty rune picked up by Notstalker. Meanwhile, he's level 7. Needs another 2 minutes before the next nighttime for him. So yeah, this top tower, as you mentioned, going to be easily pushed in. Darkseer, by the way, going the full-on pipe here. At least what he has clicked up.
Yeah, all in all, it's probably a little better than Mech here because the damage from LFY is going to all come in the form of like Earthshaker, Echo, and Ice Blast for the early game at least. And Pipe is really good against Ice Blast. It stops it from ticking you down, so if you're low already, it can just save you from actually getting exploded.
I haven't really touched too much on Sven yet, but he actually does have his Mask of Madness, his own power treads, and he's going to be going for the S and Y follow-up. I don't know if he's had necessarily stacks to work with. I'm sure he's had some to an extent. In fact, the Ancients over here are even being stacked again, or going to be attempted. As you see, a ward is actually going to be counter-warded in the process. But Sumail, they're looking to make a play. If anything, block this.
Yeah, they want to just fight when he goes for the stack.
They're going to go in and root on a couple of heroes. AA, Cold Feet thrown out. There's that Pearl Strike, though. And down goes the AA. Nightstalker also going to fall. Double kill for Sumail, and they're like, hey, Ancients, thanks for the stack, bros.
Oh, man. Going for this is good, but it's going to hurt a lot. That Shadow Wave from Crit, though, does so much damage to them.
With all the heroes nearby. Yeah, they just
Oh, man. Yeah, that stack's just gone. And there goes Sven's path to his next item.
Yep, that's going to really set him back now. I mean, he's still second in net worth, but you got to figure with that being done, he could have jumped up top there. He's able to do that. It's a good timing from EG.
The first item you go on Sven, whether that's Echo Saber, Mask of Madness, or both, you have to get to the next one really quickly. If it doesn't accelerate you through to that next item, you can really just fall flat. Like if your Blink Dagger or your Yasha doesn't come out very quickly after it, it's just hard to find relevancy because you can't get into fights fast enough.
Arteezy keeps on moving. He's up at the top lane here with Zai. Nightstalker's like, hey, free bounty rune. That's not going to work, though. It's a trap, sir. There's a reality rift, the Chaos Bolt after. Epicenter even committed for this, so it will definitely secure the kill.
And the rest of LFY hanging out in the bot lane, just trying to farm as a unit, it looks like.
What's that key item? I mean, Blink on Earthshaker's nice, but he has Arcane Boots. He's well off the Blink, though.
It's Blink on somebody. Your Earthshaker Blink's too far away, so Sven has to make the change up here and just get the Blink himself. Because if you hit a 2 or 3 man Blink stun into an AA blast, no matter how far you're down in this game, you have a chance to win the team fight. Is Crit gonna get the last hit?
He wants it, and he gets it. Now he's gonna die for a maybe shallow grave. He sounds tough. So, he got the last hit, though, on the tower.
He did. And it caused a little bit of a rotation that's possibly going to let Arteezy take top here.
Yeah.
They need the backhoe.
They do. They don't see them coming over. They don't necessarily have the vision in the jungle, but everyone's missing, so. You can do the math right there. They are going to be scanned out, actually, as EG. So this is numbers advantage for LFY, although Afu's already at half-life himself. Spear Sephin, there's the Exorcism pop. Chaos Knight, the surge away. Trying to keep him running. A's ulti will barely miss right there in Arteezy. And look at Universe goes back in with a vacuum ball combo. In comes a Pearl Strike as well. AA's getting low. He Reality Rift pulling on a Death Prophet. The Exorcism is still up, though. The weave put up, though, from Crit. Keeping Chaos Knight alive barely, but not enough in the end. He does go down. Double kill, actually, for Nightstalker here. Iron Shell's up on a Darkseer. Running down Afu on that Earthshaker. Gets a kill on him in the backline, though. Monet is doing work on Sven with that God Strength. Isn't enough damage. He's dropping himself. The Flame Guard takes him down. And Sumail picks up the double kill. Ultimately a big favor for EG. A 5-for-2 fight there in their favor.
Universe. 3-man vac wall. Oh, man. What a play.
That turn.
EG just works so well as a unit. They are all fine taking farm when it shows up on the map. They all use it exceptionally well. And then you just gave Universe Darkseer. This is the Universe hero.
And that's an easy tier 2 tower kill. So Lally picked it up, and it's definitely doing work this game, especially after that last fight. I mean, Sven still has 5,600 gold net worth, keeping out there. He is trying to get that Blink Dagger himself, so as you mentioned, just really need that Blink in general.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems like he's the first one.
there will definitely still be some life in LFY once that's picked up. Yes, the lead's starting to look rough, but again, it all comes down to just getting one clean initiation on somebody important. If they can get the Stormbolt into a fissure with the AA Blast on top, has the potential to kill anybody on EG. And that's what they're going to have to look for. Probably a smoke gank as soon as Sven gets his blink done.
That's a 15-minute pipe here from Darkseer. Already finished now, so mention that pipe. It's going to be an effective tool, and having it this early on is huge. Arteezy's going to be scouted out there by AA. That Ice Vortex good for that purpose. And Chaos Knight's actually blocked in. This Fissure's pretty damn good. Do they have a force staff or anything? It doesn't seem like it. And the Cold Feet eventually stun him out, but out comes the Epicenter. In comes a Fire Remnants from Sunmail. And Sven is going to end up dropping as well as a Death Prophet. Echo Slam from Afu. Isn't enough, though. He takes out the Sand King, but Sunmail still plenty of life. The Flame Guard eventually wears off right there. Shallow Grave on Crit himself, trying to survive against the Night Stalker. Not going to be long enough. He does go down, but Night Stalker is returned with the death right there. So a 3 for 3, but with who died, EG definitely on top.
Yeah, all in all, they definitely are there. LFY is still going to be pretty happy. It's still a gold swing in their favor slightly, but that was essentially with Arteezy being dead to rights. He was fissured off by himself.
Uh-oh, is that me?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
Okay, yeah, that's the server. Okay. Whew. After what happened yesterday, I was like, oh god, don't tell me this is happening again. All right, I got some wood here. It's been knocked. We're good.
But we did see that LFY can take some form of a fight there.
Yeah.
They ended up going even. I mean, even if it's not the 3 you want to die.
And that Fissure at that time, definitely great positioning from Afu. Set that all up as far as the beginning, at least.
And it got Afu really close to his blink. Compared to where he was before that fight, the gold definitely went where they needed it.
Death Prophet, the Exorcism. There was that one Death Prophet game, I want to say yesterday, that we were seeing. We were kind of complimenting on how often he was just using it, like every cooldown. Just because that's what you ideally want to be doing, just taking the full effectiveness of the ability. I feel like, unfortunately, this game, Super hasn't necessarily been able to have the most uses of it yet.
Yeah, EG's been running them in circles way too much. You've got to be able to say, we want to push this, you need to come defend. And with how far EG is shoving into them all the time, LFY doesn't really get that luxury. They'd love to be bottom right now with the Death Prophet ultimate running and just push faster than EG. But they're just not in a position to do so, and it makes it really troublesome.
Is this a troll build here for Ember Spirit, or is there some value to this, you think? The Dagon?
What, Dagon? I would say like 75% troll.
Okay.
You have a very bursty lineup in the CK with the Burrow and the heal, right? So Dagon does extend that burst potential a little bit, especially with the Veil. But yeah, no, in reality, there's definitely other things he could be going.
You got the Warcry buff to deal with, so the physical damage, you know, not going to be as impactful. So there's that argument too. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if he's actually going for that just yet, so I'll keep an eye on it, though. He does have the bots with the Veil, though. Maybe he'll get a blink. He's done that once or twice before.
Straight Radiance.
Double damage rune will be nice to have.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Find that right there. So LFY finding themselves playing pretty defensive here. Death Prophet has that yields, of course. Good start. Needs to continue getting bulky, though. Sven, blink, and he is working on that BKB now.
Yeah, he needs to get there, and he's on pace fairly well for it. The Death Prophet, though, I'm trying to figure out the best item here. Like, Pipe is definitely a start. I'd say just keep it a Hood, and then maybe look to go Ghost Scepter. There's really no good Diffusal buyers on the side of EG, and if you can manage to get to a Diffusal and stop the CK Reality Rift from just eating you alive, it could go a long way in making sure that Exorcism goes off well.
Roshan dead. Aegis picked up by Arteezy.
That's a Blade Mail on this.
Oh, yeah, the Blade Mail pickup. Interesting.
Why not? I mean, LFY really can't control their damage. AA Blast is going to hit after it's let go. Earthshaker, once he starts the combo, is going to finish the combo. And then you've got Exorcism and Cleave just doing damage that they can't really not do. I like the pickup a lot here. I think it's solid.
See the Hood of Defiance picked up by Death Prophet, so an eventual pipe trying to come out for him soon. And makes sense, too. I mean, yes, there's, of course, plenty of physical damage, especially from the Chaos Knight, but between Ember, Darkseer even, and, of course, Sand King.
So I was saying, if she goes Hood into Ghost Scepter, it's the closest thing that she can get just to make her tanky right now.
Ooh, that's a pickup down here. Found the Night Stalker at the bottom lane.
Very nice.
Going to be dead for 25 seconds now. Medallion of Courage picked up on crit as well. Going to finish on that Solar Crest.
And Sumail did switch. He's got a Yule's queued up now. So, much more standard item build coming out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He was doing that for the viewers there. And then change of heart.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Alright, so LFY is going to know that Zai isn't at this fight currently. May look to smoke and try to find a quick initiation, and the smoke does come out. They need to get here before Zai's in position, though.
In the front lines, you see Zai peeking in.
Or pick the Zai, yeah, or pick Zai himself.
Exposed, the fissure hits, Monet jumps in, but Stormhammer connects as well, but he keeps on getting away. Nice force staff initially, the AA ulti's gonna miss as well. Exorcism is used, but this is a little bit scattered now. The wall goes down. Arteezy, reality rift right there. Not exactly sure this is even on, but Echo Slam goes off from Afu. That's going to do some work. Shallow Grave saves Sanky for the time being, but he cannot save the Ember Spirit. Chaos Knight comes back up with the Aegis, but this looks pretty good for LFY so far. EG playing the retreat game right now. They have to run through the wall, but they want this Arteezy dead, and they're going to get the Arteezy dead, damn it. That's a double kill for Super. They also catch Dazzler, who's trying to TP out. He'll fall here. First really big fight for LFY now that goes in their favor.
That's all on Afu, man. He held every button until the last possible second and hit just this massive 3-man echo. I thought it looked pretty bleak when the AA Blast totally whiffed. The Stormbolt only hit one. But, wow, coming up huge for LFY is Afu.
And, you know, I'm almost like seeing it in the sense that, again, he had a struggle start. There were some of those fissures that were awkward, you know, now blocking at the tower, kind of on the wrong side against Night Stalker, kind of getting him. The point is, he made up for it all, plus more, right there, for sure. So, proving his worth, and definitely, and no doubt, really puts LFY right back in this game. I mean, yes, it's still a 5,000 net worth lead right now for EG, but another one of those fights especially, and all of a sudden LFY can start pulling ahead at this point.
Absolutely.
So.
I mean, Death Prophet got essentially 2,000 gold out of that. So the chance of being tanky enough to not be bursted is definitely a real possibility.
Sumail, he's looking for somebody up here. Playing aggressive, has that Yules.
I'll take your tribute.
Not going to find them, though. Night Stalker with his own Hood of Defiance, actually. So a couple of different heroes on the side having that Hood. They're really threatened by this magic presence. Super's running at Sumail with that Spirit Siphon. The Yule Scepter fills up in the air, the Fire Remnant out. But he's going to be chased down by the Death Prophet Mew on the back lines. The wall combo goes off with the vacuum, but they still run down Sumail, and they get the kill nonetheless. So Universe not enough to stop them, actually.
Yeah, this is... I mean, EG's hemorrhaging away a lot of their lead doing all this. You've got Arteezy just farming top, but yet they still take this weird soft initiation in mid.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
commit the wall to it.
AA ulti's going to hit too. This is a dead Chaos Knight again. What's going on for EG?
And yeah, it's just an awkward spot right now because, I mean, Arteezy went armlet, so if that AA Blast hits him, he can't toggle it. It really screws with his survivability with that armlet.
Night Stalker, but you got to be careful here for EG. There's support coming in, including Afu. Echo Slam's ready once again. The Enchant Hood and the Epicenter goes off. We see Inflame there on the Night Stalker now running down crit. Meanwhile, Zai is able to pick off the Earthshaker. The Shallow Grave, crit trying to live. Earthshaker, excuse me, Zai comes in with a Burrow Strike, and crit does pour it out. They do get a double kill out of this on Zai. Death Prophet force pop the Exorcism, but with Sumail coming back in, that's going to be the death of him, and Zai picks up the triple kill in the fight, and it could be even a quad kill if DDC's caught here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to catch him.
They do catch him. Who's going to get the last hit credit? It will be Sumail.
Man, Universe is like single-handedly making these okay. They're starting to look a little bad, a little dicey, and then just a huge vacuum, a huge wall, a big surge. He's really just putting the team on his back. Everyone's playing well, but he's the reason these things are going from okay to great.
Saw the game early in the group stages. He was playing that the Enigma. Huge black holes in that game and coming through here, no doubt, with his combos. But that fight, I mean, Zai obviously picking up the hat trick and doing plenty of work to make it happen. So they get the secondary tower out of it as well. So it was looking a little bleak there almost for EG as far as things going downhill. But they climb right back up, and they're now 8,000 net worth once again, feeling pretty comfortable. But you do look at the net worth charts, or the individual net worth of heroes, and I mean, really, it's a 4-way tie between the two heroes on either side.
I mean, yeah, it's almost a 6-way tie. That's where the difference comes in, though. You've got a support Zai with, you know, close to Sven's net worth, honestly, only 1,500 away.
That pipe coming out for Night Stalker here. Death Prophet going to be going to Solar Crest herself, and she has plenty of gold for it, actually. Just a matter of going to pick it up here. Now that evasion. Solar Crest, meanwhile, picked up on Dazzle on the other side. You're getting the levels adding up, so keeping an eye on the talents here.
Sven is going to have a BKB for the next fight, too. Could definitely be a major impact. It's going to be very difficult for EG to control him in that fight. So they're going to want to make it very in and out. Try to make an engage, get a pick. If you don't find the pick, just disengage and try to make him waste the BKB. And it's going to be on LFY to try to all in on it. As soon as that BKB is pressed, Earthshaker needs to go, your Night Stalker needs to commit. The very next engagement is going to be very, very crucial in determining this game.
Yeah, that BKB on Sven going to be crucial. Night Stalker almost level 15 himself. That next talent point here. See top lane, LFY. Already defending. Super. Exorcism, of course, ready to go. When need be, Sumail will be the one to bottle up the Arcane Rune. And EG spreading out once again. EG not afraid to be very spread out on the map here.
Yeah,
and
that's shown in the network. You just have so many people farming all portions of the map. Zai, most notably, is just getting a ton out of this map.
So yeah, Sven, he had that SNY queued up much earlier on, but obviously had a change of heart with where the game was going and really wanted to make a priority to get that BKB finish. So has it now, and now the Sage is coming.
And the SNY pickup's interesting. It's generally what Svens go if they don't feel like they're going to get kited as much, because it turns them into a very brawly Sven that can run around and chase people down, versus like the Daedalus or the Echo Saber where they're looking to just blow somebody up right away. And with the BKB being fresh, it could be a very nice power spike for them. Once that BKB starts to trickle down to 5 seconds, though, I'm wondering if he's not going to swap it out pretty quick.
That's Albert in the works for Zai up here. He's obviously got the Forest Staff, he yields a blink on top of that, so there's plenty of farm for Zai. But going to pick up that, of course, for the Sven. Darkness has fallen, by the way, from Night Stalker, as we heard there. You'd figure Axe is definitely on his list of items to get, but again, wanting to make a priority on the pipe. Has that finished, maybe the Axe is going to be coming up next for him.
Yeah, and they're smoking up with this BKB. They want to find something and then turn it into a Roshan. Maybe they just go straight into the Rosh pit, but I mean, it's going to spawn in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, if they knew it was up, they're going to check it right here maybe. Nope, Night Stalker exposed. Roshan spawns, they do see it, but they can't really commit to it at this point. They know EG's nearby. They're being safe about it. Middle lane, Sumail, he finds Death Prophet. Puts the roots out, the pull in with the Reality Rift doing the damage. Echo Slam goes off at the backlines, by the way. They catch Sand King who tried to jump in, but there's the Universe Vacuum Man, the wall. In comes the AL to the top of everyone else. Fendy's got some good cleave damage right here, but Arteezy taking him with that Blade Mail. So far it's 2-for-1 in favor of EG. Monet's on the run. Fissure comes out once again. Double kill in the backlands for Sumail, but Earthshaker takes out Crit right there. And now Chaos Knight by himself, but no, Sumail's going to help one out. Sven gets picked off, and all of a sudden it's just Afu. Triple kill for Sumail. And Afu can't really get out of this one. No blink in time. Another Enchant Totem. Fissure. Maybe take out Chaos Knight with him. No, it's not going to happen. Ultra kill indeed. For Sumail is complete. That was close to either way.
Beautifully done by Zai there. Not only did he get the DP that Sumail went on, catches the, I believe it was the AA in back there too, and forced the Echo out of Afu just from himself. And honestly, just turned into a massive fight here for EG. That's going to be... wow, is the AA Blast going to push them out? I think they'll get the tier 3 out of this for sure.
And at the creep wave right there, but a little delayed, unfortunately. So, yeah, tier 3 falls. Really wouldn't have mattered if it connected or not. And then they can back off with that. So, EG, a huge opening now. Obviously, they got the Shrine access, and Roshan, as mentioned before that fight, is available. So See if they
Yeah,
go
and
for
this is where Boots of Travel Ember can really shine. He can go just push out bot lane until someone has to rotate over there, and then make a quick rotation over to the shrine and try to clear that.
SML being very active, level 20 now. They go the 500 Flame Guard absorption here. Even more magic damage being sucked on up. Night Stalker heading towards the top lane. They are going to find him here. He has a haste rune bottled up. Yule's scepter in the air to purge off, and there's that Fire Remnant. So he gets out.
Yeah, with the Yules, it's
Oh,
very,
oh,
very
oh.
difficult to bring
Oh
him
boy.
down.
Okay. Yep, we're good.
Whoa!
Zapping around with a sleight of fist. A little scary there, but he gets out. As you mentioned, the Yules makes it really just extra difficult to catch him.
You almost need to get an Orchid up on Sven towards a Bloodthorn. That's about the only way you're catching him. You'd have to silence him from DP.
Night Stalker.
Here we go.
There we go. RTZ pops the BKB. The wall's put down at a very good angle as well. They have to run through it if they want to really fight this. Heals up in the air for Super. The Exorcism up, flying around, doing some damage. He has the Spirit Siphon up as well, but RTZ going to put in those auto attacks. Death Prophet healing up, man. He's barely staying alive for the time being, but just not enough to heal in the end. ALT right on top. Nice save from Krith on a Dark's here. And RTZ is going to get exploded on, though, and Universe will fall when it's all said and done. So the initial save was nice, but doesn't save him in the long run. All they got was the Death Prophet. They lose 3. Echo
Just
Slam
like
never
that.
been used.
2,700 gold swing, position on the T1 middle, potentially even into a Roshan. Absolutely huge. The wall from Universe was in a good position if they backed up.
Oh, the timing from Afu. He missed the Echo Slam, but he still gets the finisher off, and they still might kill Ember Spirit. No, Crit saves him initially. Will this be the saving grace? Sleight of Fist, Fire Remnant. Barely gets away. Yes, it is for Samael.
He's going to have to dodge the AA Blast, though, too.
Well, they are going to chase down Crit for the time being. There is no AA Blast. He doesn't have mana for it.
Yeah, he committed the mana there to killing Crit instead.
Yeah. Stays alive. So still looking good for LFY, but man, that would have been that much sweeter if they kill Samael there.
It really would have been. Crit gave his life for that, and if you're LFY, you really can't look to go Rosh here. God Strength isn't up, your Exorcism isn't up, and if you commit God Strength to this and then EG fights it, you're in a really bad position.
What do you think of the Glimmer Cape choice here from Earthshaker as his follow-up?
It's not a Shadow Blade, but there's a lot of magic damage on the side of EG, so it's good just as a mitigation item.
Yeah.
I don't mind the pickup. He's going to struggle to have a mana pool, though. Earthshaker does just cost a lot of mana.
Silence the Stormhammer. Now he got the Force Staff off initially, but again, another big Ice Blast that forces him to spread out if anything. Sankin goes down. And that BKB God Strength, Monet, you want to run from that BKB force out of Arteezy. They're looking to turn back now. They pull in with a vacuum. They catch Night Stalker. But they don't want to commit for that. They wanted Sven. They don't get him, though. Night Stalker will run away. Again, they don't want to overstep their boundaries right here. They're being very careful with this. Samael living life on the edge. Echo Slam is not ready. 35 more seconds on the cooldown. Glimmer Cape to self-save. Night Stalker, will it be enough at the end? No, it will not. I'm guessing. Oh my god, it maybe is. No, it's not. Okay. Finally dead. And now Roshan, I mean, we've mentioned this like 20 times, it feels like.
Yeah, this is the dance, though. I mean, it's just both teams fighting and skirmishes over it, but really not wanting to die. They'd rather just back all the way up and reset. Getting that pick on Night Stalker makes EG have enough confidence to dive right into the Rosh pit.
Ice Blast is going to be coming, though, you feel like. And they are not going to get this for free. There's that Ice Blast.
Crucial.
In the background, Afu with the Echo Slam. Ember Spirit's down with no buyback. Chaos Knight's down with no buyback. And LFY is going to steal the Roshan as well. Oh my god, that was worst case disaster for Evil Geniuses right there. Crit being run down on top of it. Afu looking to pick him off. Aegis is picked up by Monet in the meantime. And Dazzle, just a matter of staying alive as long as possible game. But LFY, they're going to head top and at least get tier 2 out of this.
That was just so brave from EG. You're fighting into Echo Slam, AA Blast. I mean, I feel like EG kind of sort of won a TI from a combo just like that.
Never heard of it.
Oh, man. Just yeah, worst case scenario for EG, as I said, and LFY takes the first lead in a long time here, and they're just going to go straight high ground.
Why not? No buybacks again on the 2 big cores here. Down for 15 more seconds for Chaos Knights, so at least tier 3 in this case. It very likely could even be, they're just dropping these towers.
Radiant's top
at this
barracks
point,
are
and
under
it will be me the rack. So all of that, not only do they give up Roshan as a result, but they give up their top secondary, top tier 3, and their melee and ranged racks.
That
And
might be one of the fastest drops I've seen from a 12,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, it's 4K lead now for LFY after all of that.
Roughly 16K gold swing in about 5 minutes. And if you're EG now, you gotta almost just reset, start splitting with Ember, get some more items. This AA is just proving so difficult to try to play around. The blasts have been consistently hitting like 2 to 3 core targets, and a lot of that's on the back of Afu hitting these huge echo slams.
Look at Sven now. He's AC basically finished. There you go. And then even the Bloodthorn now queued up. Obviously that's a ways away, but just with the AC right here, clearly they haven't needed him to deal all that damage, as you're mentioning. Earthshaker getting these jumps off with the Echo Slam, doing plenty. Death Prophet, of course, in the midst of that with the Exorcism himself. And then Sven is there for cleanup, if anything, with his auto attack presence. So now, do they force an issue here with the Aegis? Do they really push another lane even, or do they have to really do that?
You'll take a fight if you can find it outside of EG's base. Do you need to force high ground with this? Probably not. But while you have this Aegis, the tier 2s are still open for you in the other 2 lanes. And while EG will probably make an attempt to defend them.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh man, Afu, you know he's second guessing himself. Oh, Echo? Yeah, there's not enough support nearby, is clearly the case. I thought Sven was going to be here.
If you can't actually kill him in the stun lock from Shaker, he's just going to Yules and then slide into Remnant, so not worth the risk, especially when the Echoes have been so crucial to them winning fights.
Yeah. Sven was there maybe, but with him being a little too far away, not worth it.
Poor Zai hasn't bought a single item in the last 12 minutes.
I mean, he's pretty decked out, but yeah, doesn't have that Heaven's Halberd yet, which no doubt will be important. In fact, Chaos Knight gets his own even. I look at this Chaos Knight and it screams very mid-game Chaos Knight build.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's not,
it absolutely does. And it's going to struggle to scale. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if that proves to be a pain for EG or not. But again, the Heaven's Halberd, it's understandable why he wants that.
This
case.
AC from Sven is doing a lot of working, making sure RTZ can't just blow somebody up. And eventually it's going to get coupled with the Shivas from Super, I would imagine, after the Octarine. And once those 2 items come out, it's going to be very difficult for RTZ to find any sense of relevancy with this build.
Well, speaking of the Octarine, the Courier was picked off a minute ago or so, and that actually had the Acolyte staff on it, so. Or the Mystic staff, excuse me. So, to finish off the Octarine core, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Sumail wants to close out on this tier 3 that's so low. Run in, get 1 auto.
Gets the tier 3. And he's going to TP out before anyone can catch him, so doing that split push game, as you're mentioning.
And generally, this would be a way to buy some time and space for RTZ. Sumail would pull people to other lanes. RTZ would just have time then to farm jungle, push out the close lanes. But where do you go from this build? I mean, I feel like it's almost got to be a heart, but that feels pretty rough into AA ult. Maybe it's AC?
Yeah. I think AC wouldn't be a horrible option here. I remember Exorcism itself is physical, so definitely more armor wouldn't be a bad idea. Zai almost got jumped there, but quick 4-staff Sandstorm, he's good. Or is he? I mean, we're not done just yet. Nightstalker's going. He's going to find Chaos Knight, but the Aegis just got reclaimed, by the way. That could be crucial right here if they really pick a fight. BKB going off RTZ. Going to be wearing off pretty quickly. Puts a stun out. Phantasm. The Illusion Army is up. Exorcism already off, though. In the backlines, the Epicenter going out from Sand King. The AA ulti, it looks like it only connects on a Darkseer. He is silenced up currently, and the Kofi going to stun him as the Echo Slam finally comes out. The Blade Mill is activated on Chaos Knight. Sven, he's finding a target to attack. He just can't find anyone, though. He finally is looking to do some damage to Chaos Knight, but no, he's just going to keep on running with the War Cry. The Spirit Siphon draining the life of Artesian. Eventually, they get him killed finally. All they lost was AA in the process there. One of the more sloppier fights there. And Darkseer jets on out.
Waiting to make sure it's done. Wow. Yeah, super chaotic. AA Blast only connected on the Darkseer there, but in reality, didn't really matter. Like, the Sven got on people, but Arteezy popped the Blade Mail, and all of a sudden Sven was scared to hit him anymore. Wasted a lot of the BKB, kind of ran him in circles, but LFY is just... It seems so difficult to take a fight into them. When that Exorcism is running, it's just slowly chipping everyone down, and just being this constant thorn in the sides of EG here.
Well, it's that, and now with the Octarine Core finished even, and the Spirit Siphon as well, it's just making it just insanely difficult to kill this Death Prophet in these fights, and allowing that Exorcism to do plenty of damage throughout. So, yeah, it's almost like if EG doesn't blow up the Death Prophet right away, or get those initial 1 or 2 kills right away, then it's going to be a difficult task for them to win these fights.
I mean, again, I've said it a number of times this game. Afu is playing this game super well. While Arteezy himself has a BKB, his illusions don't. Afu waited on that last fissure in the fight there until the Reality Rift tried to come out. And as soon as the Rift came, he fissured all of the illusions, just knocked off a ton of Arteezy's burst potential.
And you're going to see a Shrine killed in favor of LFY here. Remember, EG got that Tier 3 earlier on in the game, and they didn't even get any Shrines off of it, where LFY takes their second Shrine, actually. Yeah, the top Shrine was already killed even. So the map control favoring more and more LFY. You do see Sumail running on up. He's going to TP out, though, as that Mjolnir finishing full and Octarine Core being worked on. He's almost level 25 as well. So that
I'd have to check the replay, but I think Ember just used the tome on himself.
Did he really?
So they really want to get Sumail to 25 here.
Yeah.
They're thinking this is a game-changing thing. And I might agree with them. I mean, getting cooldown reduction on him would be huge.
To help that that split push even more, yeah.
And just to make it so he has more options in fights. That's more Searing Chains. That's just more damage.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Last Tier 2 tower destroyed. Arteezy is pushing out the bottom lane, or the top lane, excuse me, solo. He does have the AC queued up, so agrees there. But Nice Dark is just running all the way up here. We'll see if he sticks around long enough. Doesn't seem like it.
And it'll be up middle of the road rush timing, about another minute, a little over. And it doesn't really favor LFY. They would have loved it to be an instant spawn and just ran right into the pit now. But EG's got to make a move. And they're smoking up as 5 already here. They need to catch somebody first. If they get Afu, that would be like dream scenario.
Look at the buyback status right here. So
that one's
Heroes
pretty
would
good
have
too,
one,
though.
and Death Prophet would be going. She would have a buyback, but as we said, she's tough to kill. They're going to commit for it. Phantasm pop, 4 staffs away. Death Prophet still alive. In comes the Echo Slam once again. And Ember Spirit actually gets blown up, and now Chaos Knight has to run away. Ember Spirit got blown up in the midst of that. I thought it was Chaos Knight that went down first. He goes back after the Reality Rift, but you look at Death Prophet, she's basically full life. Arteezy with that shallow grave. It's not going to last long enough, though. He eventually is going to be taken out. They take out Dazzle. Ember Spirit does buy back, but he does it pretty damn late. Once again, AA is the only one to fall. Death Prophet is the tough target to take down.
This is really coordinated out of LFY. I'm just loving seeing this out of them. A bit of a slow start in this tournament, and they're starting to look like a solid unit here. And DP is actually just doing work in this game. I don't really like the hero much, or didn't before this. I felt like it's a little too cooldown reliant. But they're just making it be such a thorn in EG's side.
Yeah. And they force buybacks on both the heavy cores here. Ember Spirit and Chaos Knight. Now's a chance. Sven, a little bit of lockdown, but they want this Tier 3 at least. Possibly more out of it. And they are going to be satisfied with that, as the supports are now coming up, and let it be done. So LFY increase their lead. Again, no buybacks on both the Chaos Knight and the Ember Spirit, so a little bit of a window here for LFY of the next 6 minutes or so.
And these fights for EG aren't those, like, oops, we made a mistake type fights. They're actually just down and their backs are against the wall. So forcing those buybacks out is making it so LFY is just even further ahead. Like, a lot of times if it's one of those oops, we made a mistake kind of things, the buybacks come and then LFY would still have to respect EG here a lot. All it does is make their lead even bigger. Like, there's zero shot of CK getting the AC.
Double damage rune, oof. Are they really going to try for Roshan, though? We saw what happened last time.
You're kind of desperate at this point.
I mean, Echo Slam is actually back up. Vacuum it only catches one, though, really. BKB, the Stormhammer return. Hit a couple himself. Fissure blocks off Darkseer right here. Ember Spirit is over the edge. going for super, but again, the Spirit Siphon comes out. The silence on top of the Darkseer. He can't get his damn wall off, but Sven's being beat down by the Phantasm Army. Force Staff away will not save him. Him and AA, the ones that are dead. Sumail now chasing down the Night Stalker. They're going to take him out. Going to go back over here, though. Death Prophet, it seems like he finally will fall now, as the Chaos Knight is able to stay alive throughout. And guess what? The key, no Echo Slam from Afu.
No Echo Slam, and the DD allowing Sumail to kill AA before the ult came out. Both very, very important things than that. The AA tried to run away and save himself instead of just suicide throwing the ultimate, and really just let our TZ man fight. Once he had the ability to get his illusions off, as you said, no Echo Slam to clear them, working out very well. EG finally winning a fight and slicing that gold lead. They even get a DP buyback out of that.
Yeah. So now DP. No more buyback for the next 7 minutes or so, and they are going to go for the Roshan attempt.
If they get this Roche, it's fairly close to an even game, but Echo is still up.
There is vision for EG up there. They see them up there, so they know what's going on. They know the positioning. Night Stalker flies over the ledge, trying to poke in.
Come flying in, though.
Sven buys back as well. You know that they're trying for this. EG trying to retreat. The Fissure kind of catches Zai over here. Cold Feet as well, and Spirit Siphon eventually going to be broken pretty quickly, actually. And they're running them out. They're really chasing this, man. Over here, they do pick off Zai, actually, and they get the kill on Amber Spirit. Oh, no. No buyback for 115. Just watching them chase at the top lane, and meanwhile, Sumail's getting picked off by the whole team over there.
I was watching that entire thing near the Ancients there. Basically, Zai was right up in the face of two of the members of LFY, and Sumail tried to blink in to root them right as Sven stormbolted Zai. So, like, Sumail blinked into the stormbolt and just melted. It was painful.
I feel like that's what's similar to happen at the fight near the bottom arena area where he kind of went in right as the Echo Slam came off.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be perfect timing.
One of those, beautiful timing things that just works out great for LFY, and this is potentially game. You don't have Sumail for 70 seconds. You don't have a great way to hold this.
Chaos Knight wants to try to do something, though. BKB Phantasm Army is up. The wall put down as well from Darkseer in a pretty good position. But again, you see Death Prophet kiting away. The army of the Phantasm goes over to the Death Prophet with a Yule Scepter. Throws him in the air to survive for now. Arteezy trying to get back to the fountain and stay alive. He dies, so he's staying dead, and that he is for 90 seconds. And this could be the end in favor of LFY. No buybacks on either Ember Spirit or Chaos Knight. They're going to at least get the melee racks middle lane. Possibly get mega creeps here.
EG had tempo the entire early game. They were just running train on this game, dictating where LFI went, and all it took were the Earthshaker blink and the first A ult to hit 2 or 3 people.
I'm going to go for the epicenter right here. I mean, they call GG, so it is over, but it's a little bit of a fun combo at the end. But yeah, LFY victorious. I'm totally with you, though, in the sense that, what was it? EG was up like 21-8 or something in hero kills, too. At one
point they were up like 12,000 gold, and it was fairly early on.
Yeah, you look at the swing there. Go from
Absolutely
there.
Fantastic. And honestly, I'm not like faulting EG for it. I'm not saying they made any huge mistakes. LFY just played out of their mind.
They did.
Afu definitely MVP of that game, and everyone honestly played very well. And that's going to set us up for some weird situations here. Especially if LGD loses.
I have no clue what's going to happen, honestly. I don't even know if the admins are 100% aware of what's going to happen because, like you said, this is at least going to be a 3-way tie now. Potentially a 4-way tie if it all plays out that way. Because, yeah, it's LGD versus Invictus Gaming is also happening right now on the mainstream. And, wait, is it over?
No, definitely not over.
No,
it's only like 14 minutes in.
Well, I don't even see it on the watch list, actually, so looking for it right there. Anywho, there is a possibility of tiebreakers, so we can try to figure that out and, get more information on that. But I do believe on this stream we are actually going to be done for the night here. We will be done ourselves, but the main stream for BTS will still be casting if there are tiebreaker matches to be played. So twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit, of course. You can check out that. Again, so it sounds like that their match is still going on currently, but the tiebreakers, it is shaping up like at least a 3-way, if not possibly a 4-way. So I'm sure there is at least going to be 1 or 2 matches, possibly more from there to still be played from these round-robin group stages here. And again, every team makes it on, but it's just a matter of whether you're going to the winners or the losers bracket. But I got to say, Z-Rock, we got a cast both yesterday and today, a lot of these games here, and this, as expected, was some very entertaining Dota that we got. It
was very entertaining. Honestly, these are some of the more interesting games. We got to see a no-tail Meepo fail. We got to see a mid-AA. There's just been some huge shenanigans, and it's been super fun to watch.
Some fun strats preparing for TI7 are a lot of these teams. And 6 of the 8 teams, including LFY, and they qualified, and making more of a statement as to how they qualified throughout the China region over there, getting that second-place spot. Them and LGD, the sister teams, of course, going on with IG Vitality as the qualifiers. Then, of course, the teams that were invited. Anyways, you know that. But once again, that is going to be wrapping it up for our side of the stream. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Some long nights here, but definitely worth it. Had a lot of fun. So, Z-Rock, before we go, any shout-outs you want to give?
No, just shout out to Reddit, shout out to Twitch chat. Look me up if you like, twitch.tv/ZRRock, same place on Twitter. Have a good night, guys.
All right, guys, that is going to do it. Once again, I'm BreakyCPK. You can follow me at BreakyCPK on Twitter and Facebook if you like. Having some fun casting here, and look forward to seeing how things continue to shape up. Obviously, the rest of the coverage will be on the mainstream throughout the days to come here for the playoff stage, and eventually until we get the champion crown for MDL 2017. Also, shout out to, also a plug, I guess you could say. I do a podcast show, weekly podcast show. In fact, Z-Rock joins me on the weekly podcast show frequently, where we talk about competitive Dota 2. I have interview guests all the time, and looking forward to another set of interview guests this week. It's every Friday. You can check it out at defenseofthepatience.com if you would like. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next time. Looking forward to more MDL 2017 coverage. Until then, guys, see ya.